16th to August 22nd. So a trade war again between the United States and Canada. So this is the deadline, like between like the where the tariffs of the 50% tariffs go into effect. So Trump's team trade representative James Greer and then the Canada people, they went out there, but they couldn't get a deal done. They couldn't get a deal. Um, and it was Friday. So this was in effect. So it's been in effect for a total a day now, 24 hours ago, and then it's the what I'm kind of reading it. It seems like Carney he just told his guys that this isn't worth it. But Trump really, I don't think Trump has said anything about that. But Mark Carney has said a lot about it. He said that this has divided us, the relationship between the United States and Canada, and this has divided us, and this is gonna hurt us. I mean, some big words from Mark Carney. It's gonna hurt both countries. I mean, I'm not the too expert on the economy, but it's gonna obviously hurt both countries. Um, Trump lost this one. I mean, like, how do I say this? Trump, like, he lost it because he didn't get a good deal, and this is another thing by the Democrats or another campaign they can do. But if I was Trump, I would have just made, I don't know how I would like make like some deal, like maybe like a maybe like a ceasefire, or like they extend it so like it looks like, and they keep trading. But yeah, this is a loss. I mean, you don't want this. But I mean, this is gonna hurt Mark Carney as well, but PR wise, and this is a good thing for him. Like he's not gonna stand against the big bad bully Trump, and he's gonna be just like Justin Trudeau, though the most a really popular Canada Prime Minister. And so I guess Mark Carney this helped him PR wise, but not for the country. Um, and I this is gonna be as far as a bad relationship that Canada and the USA is gonna get. I don't see nothing going out of this. I mean, they're like brothers fighting, to be honest. The only thing obviously would go further if Trump pulled out of NATO, which he better not have. But I'm not really too concerned about it. Or I think this is as far as the tensions is gonna go. I don't think nothing too big is gonna kind of come out of it, like talking about like war and like border wise. But it's just two countries that can't get the economy right or trying to make the best deals. I'm at Carney. I'll give him respect for that. He wants to make the best deal. But and then Trump obviously wants to make the best deal, but they just can't get an agreement here. And so next is Trump and Michael Cohen get reunited. So the facts were that Michael Cohen was a big defender of Trump in 2016. He was his attorney. He he had the he was one of the big reasons why Trump first ran in 2016. He actually had a website, or he created the website to Trump run in 2016, and like 2014 he created it, or 2015. He was big on that. He won the election, and then when he got charged with the fraud, or not the fraud, the finance, the election fraud, and just some finance and tax stuff. And then the big moment that, and the big moment is that before he went to jail, he testified, and that really was a mistake, or he called Trump a racist, and that was a huge one for the Democrats. But which I didn't understand reading, or now I didn't think about it before making my notes about it. Is I don't know why Trump wouldn't have pardoned him, because he was obviously president when he got arrested. So they must have had some big things before that, or it might have leaked or something like that. But Cohen clearly wants a pardon. And he asked President Biden to get a pardon. And I don't know why you would. I mean, what's the point of making it? I mean, trying, but no way Biden was going to do nothing. I mean, he wasn't that dumb to make it. And he clearly wants it from Trump. That's why he's kind of they're reconnecting. But obviously they don't like each other still. Or they don't like each other, but they set boundaries, I guess. Yeah, and Michael Cohen just trying to, when he was on CNN, he's trying to get everything. They're gonna ask him about that Senate testify and the bad relationship, and we're gonna go with the future, but he wants a pardon. I don't know why. I mean, he has a lot of money. He's a lawyer, but or maybe he can't do certain stuff because he's a convicted felon, um and Trump. I mean, this also hurted Trump too, like Michael Cohen did, because he was the reason why with those he's a felon, Trump, and Stormy Daniels. He was a big witness to that, so that obviously hurted the president. But I mean, the president's gonna do this. I mean, it's a good PR. I mean, this doesn't really affect him like as of now because of all this stuff happening. But it was. I think they'll get. I think he'll get pardoned maybe or something, but I don't think it'll be as big. Maybe it's like a little, like maybe like quieter, or it won't be like President Trump pardon Michael Cohen. He'll get some pardon, but I don't think Trump really cares. I mean, it's just a little PR helper for it. The next one is Atlanta Dream. They skip out of the national anthem. So reading about it, we know when they saw this was the more, I don't know, they did this, but the Atlanta Dream and I think it was seven other women's NBA teams, they've stopped doing this since the BLM stuff. um, and this is just a, what's it called, like a Republican move for PR for Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, them putting down their hearts. And while Angel Reese and the Atlanta Dream players are just out in the national, or out in the locker rooms while the national anthem is playing. But this is just another reason why this women's NBA is a failing sport. I mean, obviously, all the leagues in 2020 they had their BLM thing and they had their BLM smeal, and then they kneel down and they just like to do that. But they're still doing that. It's 6 years later. I mean, the BLM movement or is not as big as it was, and they're not burning down cities. But this and then, but we need more of Sophie Cunningham, and because we need more of Sophie Cunningham here, of players who want to defend that league. And it's so sad of how what this league has become. I mean, this league was pretty prominent. I mean, I watched the what's it, the finals, but I can't really watch what's it called, a regular season game. Obviously, the Fever are my team. Um, but it's just sad because they just want to be politically correct. They want to be huge Democrats, and they just want. And this league's gonna fail. I mean, they don't know what they want to do with the boys thing because of that former Celtics player going out as a girl, according to their political direction, like what they stand for, or what the Minnesota Lynx head coach is, that trans people. And if this is a women's league, then he should be let in. But I'm excited to hear their excuse on it. It'll be interesting. But this is just a dying league, and hopefully they can figure it out. I mean, the NBA. I mean, obviously it's the most like liberal out of it, but they ain't this nuts over it. But this league is just a joke, and I think the only reason this league could be saved is a Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham dominant and less of Angel Reese and just being politically correct and all that. And finally, Trump comments on Oman. So Oman, they wanted to make a deal with Iran to get their ships out of the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, they knew that, but they're a very small country, and Trump didn't like that because he wants to be in charge. I mean, you can't have many outside factors out there because there's so many different countries that could do that. So Trump took a stance. I mean, he said we'll bomb the shit out of them, and could easily get that. I mean, could we easily get that without killing people? Or killing as much people, probably. Um, but I think he went too far. He should have said in a way where we can't let that happen, and we have to be in charge of the Strait of Hormuz. And I mean, Oman, they tried to make peace with us. They had it was in February, like when I don't know if it was before or after, um, us and Israel attacked Iran, but they tried to make peace. But they I mean, they're starting to realize that Iran, they don't want to make a deal. They lie about it. They do whatever they want, to be honest. Um, and they're trying to get this because this Strait of Hormuz is very questionable and it doesn't have a lot of. It's not very safe, and they want to get their ships out of there because where there are particularly they need the Strait of Hormuz open. But the U.S. and President are trying their best to get this Hormuz open, and it will be open eventually. The Strait of Hormuz will be eventually, but I don't know when. I don't know is it how this war will end, but we'll see. So that was the big headlines of the week. So thank you guys for watching the first episode of this. I'll be doing this every weekend. I from like a Sunday to Saturday with the news. So some days I'll post this on Saturday night. Some days it'll be a Sunday night. It just depends on my schedule and what I'm doing. So God bless.